and welcome to The Curators episode 115, the weekly podcast and YouTube series where I discuss cool game and game-related crowd-funded projects from the Gamerati curated Kickstarter page, which you can find at kickstarter.com/Gamerati. I'm Marcelo, and this show is transmitted as a podcast that you can find just looking for The Curators on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or Stitcher. A video version of our episodes are at youtube.com/Gamerati. Right, let's start with They Live, Assault on Cable 54. It's a game by Iconiq Studios from London, UK. Do you remember the movie They Live? The John Carpenter movie? Yeah, well, it's the board game based on that flick. They Live, Assault on Cable 54 is a cooperative adventure board game. Use your kick-ass dice and custom sunglasses to find the hidden enemy within. Oh yeah, and the game comes with the special sunglasses as seen in the movie. They Live, Assault on Cable 54 is a narrative-driven, cooperative adventure game for 4 to 6 players with an additional 1 to 3 player blind play mode that has now been unlocked. I think it was unlocked at day 1 of the Kickstarter. You and your team will explore the sprawling city of LA to build a stash of weapons, find allies and items as you progress toward your ultimate goal, which is the assault on Cable 54 and the defeat of the unearthly invaders, what we just call here them. Now, it's not going to be easy as they have agents hiding in your midst, attempting to sabotage your progress, and even some of your own team may not be who they say they are. As a member of the Resistance, it's your job to weed out the traitors and take them down before it's too late. The game is directly inspired by the themes of the movie, such as the divide between the rich and the poor and the battle to control the system. The game has you collecting resources and banking them for use in the final assault, just like the end of the film. Your role will vary depending on if you're playing the human or an invader. Yes, you can play with them. One will have you attempting to save humanity, and the other will have you fighting to maintain your position as their overlords. Better yet, the game comes with a pair of Hoffmann Lenses. They really work. The Hoffmann Lenses have no need for apps or phones or a computer. Just like in the movie, simply put them over your eyes and see the truth. In game terms, that means you put them on, look at cards in the game and see what they're really saying. It's a cool design aesthetic that works in a simple real-world way. In game terms, the players can use the lenses to inspect and uncover invader interference in 3 ways. Either by uncovering hidden enemy players will be able to risk their glasses and even to enter a PvP encounter. And if successful, the winner will be able to look at the losing player's character card and see their true identity. The question is, will the others believe you? Aha! You can also use the glasses to uncover enemy sabotage. Before assets enter the final assault stash, they will need to be deposited at a resistance location. As a human, it's your responsibility to check items with the glasses before they go to the stash. This will allow you to identify and discard any sabotaged cards. As an invader, you need to identify the sabotaged items and sneak them into the stash ready to thwart the final assault. And finally, you can check the billboards. Resistance hideouts have billboards, which are cards that you can identify. Each contains hidden messages from invaders that they can use to coordinate their raids. It's important to know where your items are and understand the risk of potential raids, otherwise they may get confiscated. Now, the Hoffmann Lenses are an asset, and in the game they have a limited amount of uses. Limited tokens dictate the number of times you can use the glasses, so you will need to be tactical with how and when you choose to put them on. Get it wrong, and you could be left unprepared for an emergency situation. Well, something else that I like about this game is that the characters have their own personal stories that develop and change throughout the game. The stories have different endings depending on if you're playing a human or an invader. Completing them is optional, but doing so will reward you with unique character items and special skills to aid in overthrowing the invaders or sabotaging the resistance. Each player will start with an awakening card at the beginning of the game. This will set the scene, explain who you are, and tell the story of how you came to know about the invaders, although this may be a cover story. After the awakening card, is completely up to you how, when, and if you uncover the next part of your personal adventure. There are 4 randomized cards from your personal story deck to experience the ending and unlock your unique character item. However, just like in real life, if you mess things up, you can't go back and change it. Take a look at the Kickstarter page to see a complete breakdown of the turn, how to play, and the 1, 2, 3 player blind play mode. There's a lot of stuff here in this Kickstarter. What else do we have here? Oh yes, the game is already successful with more than 1,000 backers, and it just began. I think it began 3 days ago as I'm recording this. It goes all the way to the 30th of April. And to support it, you need to pledge 48 pounds or about $60 to get the Kick-Ass or the extended edition that gets you a copy of the game, which includes 6 dice, 1 pair of Hoffmann Lenses, and additional stretch goals that they are releasing as we speak. Then for $70 or 56 pounds, you get the 2 Bubblegum and Kick-Ass, which gives you Kickstarter exclusive copy of the game, including 12 dice with extra 6, 2 pairs of glasses, which means you get an extra pair, 1 Kickstarter exclusive slipcase, and all stretch goals. For $111 or 89 pounds, you get the We Can't Be the Only Ones Who Can See pledge, which gives you a special edition Kickstarter copy, your name in the backer's page for the instruction manual, 12 dice, 4 glasses, 1 Kickstarter exclusive slipcase, 1 exclusive set of game art prints, 1 Assault on Cable 54 t-shirt, and all stretch goals. Then you have £299 or $371 that gives you 6 copies of the Bubblegum and Kick-Ass pledge at a 10% discount. This is maybe for retailers. And then you have the £400 or $496. You get the Put the Glasses On. Have your name or a name of your choice appear in a location story card. This will be in every copy of the game. The name must be greenlit before payment and the end of the project. You also receive a framed copy of the card featuring your name, signed by the team as a certificate of authenticity. Special edition Kickstarter copy, your name on the backer's page, instruction manual, 12 dice, 4 glasses, 1 Kickstarter exclusive slipcase, 1 set of game art prints, 1 Assault on Cable 54 t-shirt, and all additional stretch goals. There are still 2 left of this pledge here, to Put Your Glasses On. 4 backers are already in the game. All right, so this is an amazing game made based on an amazing movie. It's incredible that it took this long for somebody to acquire the license to make a game of They Live. All right, next project. The next game I select today is Up and Away from Jack in the Box Games, a company from Denmark. Up and Away is a drafting game, is an engine building game, and a competitive racing game. Each player selects a unique aircraft, a pilot, and an engine. Then you set up the board, which is randomized, then you shuffle the deck of gear, and every player randomly gets 8 cards of the deck. You move by selecting one of your gear cards and adding it to your engine. What makes things interesting in this game is that after you complete the first action, you hand over your remaining cards to the player on your left and get the cards from the player on your right. That takes place each round until everybody have played a total of 8 cards. and the winner is not necessarily the one that crosses the finish line first. No. The winner is the one who finishes the race with the most prestige. So to win, you build the right combos and select a strategy throughout the racetrack. This is a fast and energized racing game for gamers and also for friends and families alike. It's very easy to play. If you want to take a look at a sample game, there's a video on the Kickstarter page, and also there is the possibility of downloading the beta rules for the game. Both the pilots and the planes are very creatively made with whimsical designs. It's kind of a fantasy-themed game. You have a balloon, you have a biplane, you have a zeppelin, and the pilots look like elves, orcs, and gnomes. So it's the kind of design that will attract friends and family members that usually might not be interested in quote-unquote more serious board games. But I bet they would want to play this game to see what it gives. Let's take a look at the pledges. So for 59 Denmark kronas, I don't know. Anyhow, $9. For $9, you get the pledge manager access. Your minimum, this is the minimum pledge level to gain access to the pledge manager after the campaign ends, so you can purchase the game later. For 449 Danish krones, I think it's called, I don't know, I'm sorry, or $66, you get the deluxe version, which gives you up and away standard version and up and away deluxe components. I'll talk about it in a while. For 649 krones or $95, you get the collector's version that gives you the standard version, the deluxe components, and collector expansions. There are 2 collector expansions right now. For 849 Danish krones or $125, you get the all-in. You get the standard version, the deluxe components, the collector expansions, the expansion bundle, and Gears card game, which is an extra game. It's kind of a game inside the game that you use the cards of the game to play a card game. This standard game comes with punch-out elements, like your ships are punch-out cardboards. Very thick, but still cardboard. With the deluxe version, you get 3D printed miniatures. There are 2 biplanes, 2 zeppelins, 2 balloons, and you get extra dice. The dice are custom made. Instead of getting just 1, you get 5 dice. The collector's edition adds the 2 exclusive expansions. The dock expansion, which adds another pilot and another plane, and the Mihanjil expansion that comes with a new pilot, an engine, and a miniature. The box also introduces new ways to play the game with new maps, tokens, and unique gears that will challenge and inspire you to try new strategies. The all-in comes with advanced pack 1 and 2, 3, and Gears. It is named after the core mechanic of Up and Away. Gears is a 2-player standalone card game from the same designers. It is an aggressive pusher luck deck builder for 2 players, quick setup and gameplay, filled with a plethora of combos and tough choices throughout the game in a small package. So it's a game inside the game. Yeah. This Kickstarter also just began. I believe it also began only 3 days ago, because it also goes to the 30th of April. So yeah, it's a whimsical, kind of silly, made to be played in 30 minutes and accessible to veterans and to newbies on the renaissance of board game scene. I think it would be an amazing addition to your collection. Alright, that's it for another episode of The Curators. You can find our curated page at kickstarter.com/gamerati. You can also email us at thecurators@gamerati.com, and through there you can tell me if you like the projects I commented today and if you're backing any of them. The show notes for this episode and all our episodes are at thecurators.gamerati.com, where you can watch the video versions or listen and subscribe to the podcast. The Curators can be found on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, on Stitcher, and Spotify. And that's it for me. Catch you up next time.